This is Rajesh Agarwal, co-founder Aasaan ERP. So today we are going to talk about why ERP fails. There are certain reasons behind it, so we'll talk about one by one, like why ERP fails, who are generally blamed. That is first thing. What are the actual reasons? Second thing, and how Aasaan ERP can help resolve those issues so that ERP is successfully implemented in your case. So let's go ahead with that. First thing first, who is generally blamed? So these are the four things that are generally put into picture. First is the implementers. If you take example of big ERPs like SAP, Microsoft, Oracle, and all those things. So then generally there are certain companies who work as an implementer for all these ERPs. They generally implement it, and that's where it is generally the blame is really put onto the implementers that they have not understood the problem of the business. It is their duty. They should understand each and everything and do everything. Then if it is the ERP is not successful in any organization, then generally it is implementers' fault. That is the first thing. So he is the first guy who is generally blamed. Second is the software vendor. So what they say is that the ERP provided by software vendor was not good. It was not working. It was buggy. The things were whatever the functionality they told it was not working. So that is the second thing, which is generally uh, not very probable case, because once they have come up with the ERP, most of the times it works. I'll tell you where it doesn't work and where the bugs comes. The bugs generally doesn't come into the existing functionality, and I'll come to that. The third person is the project manager or the CIO of the company where the ERP is being implemented. So generally project managers are also blamed for this because they say that they have not informed us properly. They should give us the requirement at time and the exact information what they want. So this is the person. So mostly it's a project manager, or it could be CIO for a company who is generally responsible for implementing the ERP from their end. And the last thing that come into picture is the problem with the third party system. So the software vendor may say that, or the implementer may say that, the third party integrations are into picture. None of the ERP is complete, so you have to integrate it with a certain third party system for certain cases. Let's take example of AI, IoT, or all these things. So they generally integrate with third party systems, and they blame it onto third party system that the data they are getting from third party system is not accurate and all this. Vice versa, third party system people can blame the software vendors for the same. So all these kind of blame game generally comes into picture, and that's when the ERP fails. So whosoever is responsible. But as per my opinion and the kind of implementation that we have done across world, this is a mix of all those things. It's generally not one party who is who will be responsible for this. It is a mix of all the people who are working into this. So I'll tell you what are the actual root cause. So the first I would say is the inexperienced implementers. So there are certain companies who implement these ERPs. So and the new people also keep coming into picture. So generally to save money and to so that from the business perspective they hire the implementers who are not so experienced. So you need to have experienced implementers, because implementers are the real people who will come, understand your business, and make the changes accordingly. So there are cases where the implementers are not so experienced, and they fail to understand the business requirement. And when all the changes has been done, that ERP may not work as per the expectation of the business. So inexperienced implementers is one of the root cause that is there, as I told you in the starting, that it's a mix of things. Okay, but generally I would say the ERP failure is come from the customer perspective also. Most of the times it's from the customer perspective, because they they are not very flexible. So first thing is the customer refuses to change. You know, there are things when customer says no, this is our standard procedure, we cannot go change it, and all those things come in. So that's where their refusal, and their they are not flexible enough to understand the implementers or the software vendors part. So they also need to be bit flexible when it comes to implementing the things. It should not be very hard, hard coded, or they should not be so hard on their words that no, no, we are not, we don't want to change. So this happens very frequently that customers refuse to change. The third thing is people are not used to new software. That is the major thing that I've seen into the industry, that you implement the ERP and everything, and the people may not maybe working with some other ERP or maybe working with some other software, and since they're working on that software for a long time, they become comfortable on that. Okay, and they become more and more comfortable, and human behavior is like that we resist change at any point of time. So when the new software come into picture, and since they are not very used to it, they may not understand the software as good as they are good at the current software that they are working on, and that's where instead of blaming themselves, they start blaming the ERP, or they start blaming the system that no, this is not working, that is not working, because they are not aware of it. And if it happens 4 5 times 6 times that they come back, okay, this is not happening, and the person who is sitting at the top or the management, they feel that the ERP is not working properly, and because nobody will take it on themselves, right? So that's where the issues come. So there should be proper training for that. And the people, this is the duty of the CIO or the project manager also, to look into this thing, that their guys are properly trained and they are really putting enough, at least the sufficient kind of effort to understand the new ERP. And the final thing is not accepting the customization bug. So this is what happens, the ERP, none of the ERP is fulfilled, complete in itself. So when it is being implemented into your business, then the businesses come up with certain customization. They say, we need this change, that change, and all those things, and they want it very frequently. So what happens in this customization case, that there could be some bugs which come into picture, and when these bugs come, then they generally blame it to the software vendor on the ERP, that see, this is the buggy system, the issues are coming, it is not stable, and all those stuff. But they fail to recognize that it's a big system. ERP is a big system, and whenever there the customization happens, it takes some time to get the thing stabilized. It's very difficult to actually test the complete system so quickly. So they need to be patient enough if they are making certain customization, that yes, for some time these kind of bugs, these kind of things will come. However, I would say that this is the the responsibility of the software vendor also, that in case the bugs comes, in case some issues come, they should be very prompt and they should be replying to the customer very quickly. The way they respond to the issues and the way they develop and return to them, it should be very, very quick. That's what it's on their face. They have to do. Now, the final thing is that how Aasaan helps. So, in case of Aasaan, uh, generally what happens is that we have in-house implementers. We do not have third-party implementers. We provide our own implementers who are well trained and who has already done implementation of Aasaan ERP at many places for many companies. That's the one good thing. So these are well trained people. We do not rely as of now on the third party implementers. So in that case we are very good, and there are no chances of making mistakes. Now module wise implementation. So we do not go and say, okay, the complete ERP is implemented over there. We say, okay, module wise implementation will be done and that will be delivered one by one. That helps you to understand it better. Similarly, the module wise training will happen. So once it is delivered on the module by module, your people will become more and more comfortable with their modules. Instead of understanding the complete ERP in once becomes very difficult. So module wise implementation delivery is a excellent model for that. Module wise training will happen. Complete customization. So as I told to you, the complete customization thing is the main thing that we offer in Aasaan ERP. But whatever you want, whichever level, how deep you want, the complete customization will happen, and this will help you to be flexible, or at least help us to be flexible with your requirement, and the dedicated support. In case there are certain issues, there are certain things, so we have dedicated support, dedicated team, which will be assigned to you, and forever. You can take help 7 days in a week from us, and these guys will be very, they're expert people who will help you, not only in terms of understanding the system, but in case some changes are required, very frequent changes are required, all those things may happen. So this is what I just want to say on that why ERP fails and how Aasaan ERP can help. Hope you guys like the video. Thank you.